Maybe I come around this side.
No, 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 no.
Okay, maybe I come around this side.
No, 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 no.
Okay, maybe I climb over top.
No, 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 no.
You need help building more fence?
Okay, come on over.
Hey, Ryan. Hi, this is Sarah Palin.
Ryan, Donald Trump Jr.
Hogs to win, see you. Hey, everybody, I want y'all to check out a fellow Marines podcast.
My name is Ted Nugent, and I got a call from my buddy Ryan F. Samuels, and he wants me to tell you that he's a working hard, playing all-American son of a who is celebrating God, family, country.
Welcome to the Ryan Samuels Show, one of the top political podcasts in the United States, where we have a healthy distrust for government and mainstream media. The Ryan Samuels Show is a raw, unfiltered look at American politics. Follow on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Rumble, and all podcast platforms. Here is your host, Ryan Samuels.
Hello, Patriots. Welcome to the Ryan Samuels Show. Before we begin, make sure you give us a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel. If you're on the podcast, leave a review and download this episode. It is going to be a good one. Now, since this migrant crisis has started, we have been following it closely. We have made some predictions. One of those predictions is that these people are unvetted. That's not really a prediction, that's a fact. And they are, it's going to increase crime throughout the United States. Now, in New York City, we just saw that a bunch of migrants just beat the crap out of two police officers. The police officers arrest them, they go to jail, and they are released without bail. These people are not even citizens of the United States, and they're being released without bail due to Alvin Bragg and his extremely lax policy on violent crimes. Unless you're Donald Trump, then everything you do is personally attacked and you're arrested and persecuted and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. However, if you're an illegal immigrant who is not here legally and who has violated multiple laws and became violent with police officers, you're free to go without bail. Tell me who is more risk of flight than somebody who's not even a citizen. These people are not going to show up to their court dates. They should still be in jail, but this is the country that we're living in. And millions of people continue to come across the border at record-breaking numbers, and then they're shipped throughout the United States of America. Now, just for some perspective, let's look at these thousands and hundreds of thousands of people making their way towards the United States. Just strolling along. It's absolutely insane that this is happening and that the administration, the current administration, just does not care. They're the reasons that this is happening. They are encouraging this to happen, and they want this to happen. This is, I mean, at any point, Joe Biden can stop this. He's the executive, he's the head of the executive branch. He has control over Mayorkas. He has control over the southern border. He can do many things through executive orders and stop this, but he refuses to. He refuses to. Donald Trump had the Remain in Mexico policy. So here's what's happening. All of these people are coming to the United States border, and they are yelling, oh, we're seeking asylum, right? And we're just going, oh, okay, you're seeking asylum? Not a problem. Here's thousands of dollars, and here is a cell phone. And you know what? We're going to have a hearing on your asylum, but you're free to just run around the United States until we have that hearing. Until we can get you a court date, you're free to run around. Now, Donald Trump had the Remain in Mexico policy, which was a great policy, really prevented all of this from happening. And they had to stay in Mexico until their court hearing, and then a judge would decide whether or not you qualified for asylum or not. But when Joe Biden took office, obviously orange man bad. Anything orange man does has to be reversed. So he reversed the Remain in Mexico policy, and just permitted them to run free in the United States. And as a result of that, a few police officers were violently assaulted as they attempted to make an arrest. Here is a video from Denver, Colorado, at just how many migrants are being shipped across the United States.
This is in Denver, Colorado. Look at all of these migrants. Where do you think they're coming from? Where do you think they're coming from? This is absolutely crazy. What the heck, man? Can barely get through this street here. Oh my God. What the heck?
That's just one of the cities, and there are many of them. There are New York is completely out of control. This is a 100% invasion, and the United States is completely at risk. You as a citizen are completely at risk. I mean, just look at the carelessness that these illegals have towards these police officers, this authority. So here's two NYPD police officers trying to arrest one of them, right? The gentleman in the yellow jacket. And then the rest of them just start kicking, punching the NYPD officers. Now, if you're an NYPD officer, anything you do is going to be bad. You know, if these guys are kicking you and beating you and you shoot one of them, you're going to go to jail. You're going to wind up a national news story for being a racist cop or whatever there is. So your hands are really tied to do your job. You kind of just have to stand there and get your ass kicked. So he's fighting them. The rest of them are continue to fight them. They're all jumping on the cops, kicking the cops, trying to pull the cops off of them. I mean, this is outrageous. This is absolutely disgusting. And these people, some of them were arrested, and they were given no bail, zero bail. They're free to go. They walk in, they beat up a bunch of cops, and they're free to go. And here is the attitude of one of them leaving the courthouse after he gets zero bail.
Just into Fox News now, NYPD.
Flipping off the cameras, flipping off everybody.
Making two more arrests, illegal immigrants, and that attack on officers. Those suspects also allegedly stole an officer's cell phone. Well, that'll help them track you down. So a fifth illegal immigrant accused of attacking two New York City police officers over the weekend showed no remorse or regret. He was seen, as you can see, giving his two middle fingers to the cameras moments after being released without bail. Florida Senator Marco Rubio wrote, "Message to America from one of the illegal immigrants who assaulted NYPD officers, walked free with no bail, and heads back to a shelter funded by taxpayers." So far, police have shared 4 mugshots of the now 7 people arrested in connection with the brutal beatings in Times Square. Just into Fox News now.
Outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. And Marco Rubio is right. They are being funded by the United States taxpayer. And they are violently attacking police officers and walking free. First of all, entering the United States illegally is a crime. That's a crime, right? So not only are they not persecuted for the crime, they're paid to commit that crime. They're absolutely paid to commit that crime. When you give them gift cards and cell phones, you're enticing people to commit that crime. And that shows that they have zero respect for the United States and its laws. They don't care. They don't care about authority. They are left with the impression that the laws of the United States do not matter. I can beat the crap out of anybody and just walk free. Now, this is spilling into communities all across the United States. And particularly the black community is starting to see that Democrats actually just don't really give a shit about them. Here's a video of a local recreational center that's been taken over by migrants and a gentleman who's very upset about it, and rightfully so.
Don't equal to live fucking here. And I've been here my whole fucking because I can yell. Because I can yell. Because I can yell. And I'm fucking angry. That's why.
I hear you. I do hear you.
So why can't I get in the fucking building?
Because you can't get in right now. No one can go in.
Why? Where's the mayor at? Y'all, this fucking town's a fucking sham, yo. It's all about fucking money. It's a fucking money grab. Y'all don't give a fuck about the motherfuckers that was born and fucking raised here. Y'all raised the fucking rent so fucking high. Can't afford to live here, but y'all gonna bring some other motherfuckers here? That doesn't fucking add up. It doesn't make no fucking sense. None. None. I'm fucking homeless. I work a full-time job, 40 hours, and can't pay to live here. How the fuck are y'all gonna bring somebody else here? Don't make no fucking sense. None.
It does not. It does not make any sense that they shut down a community center for the community for people who don't even live. Not only do they not live in a community, they don't live in the United States. They're not members of the United States, and all of your tax money is going towards this and funding this, and it's completely outrageous. Here's another interview in a similar community.
And I saw your outrage. Why are you outraged?
Because this place was, like you said, it's free. It was a place for our children. Our children, I have 4 children, and it's sad. You know, I have 4 boys, you know, and we really don't have nothing in the community that's free for us. Don't get me wrong, it's great that they want to help the immigrants, but what about the Americans that are already here? What about the people that are already here that don't have homes, that don't have jobs, that are sleeping on the street already? These people came from the airport here, probably on boats, probably on buses, and probably all for free. Now they're getting stipends, they're getting what else? I need money for me and my kids, and I was born here. Like, you know, I know life is a struggle in itself, but this is not the answer to help them. Now it's going to destroy our community more and mess our children up more. Like, this is sad. I know a lot of people don't even know about this. I came here last night with my aunt, saw a lot of stadies, a lot of police, and this paper wasn't there yet. They just did this probably 2, 3 in the morning when they brung them here. When everybody sleep, that's when they brung them here probably. On buses, I saw New York plates. I saw Washington, D.C. plates. So they have that much money to come from Washington, D.C. to do this, to do that. Why are they not helping the people here first?
Yes, ma'am. Let's talk.
We need help.
Let's talk to one of the counselors.
Yes.
Aaron, Ms. Murphy, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
When you hear the...
It's very simple. Democrats do not give a shit about the black community. Democrats use the black community in order to get elected. They lie to you because they think you are stupid. They are racist. They do not care about you. That's why they're shipping all of these migrants to your community. Are they shipping them to their own neighborhoods in the high rich hills? Or are they shipping them to the people they don't give a shit about? The black community needs to wake up and realize that Democrats, they not only don't give a shit about you, they really just don't like you. And they use you. And they manipulate you to further their own agenda. And when they don't need you, they discard you. And that's what they're doing now. You are not as important to them as illegal immigration. So therefore, they're discarding you because they've been using you this entire time. And they will continue to use you unless you wake up and start voting for Republicans.
Passion right here from.
That's what I hear in my office all the time. And it is a balance. Like I was telling you earlier, the state owns this building, so the governor has to make a decision on where to put the overflow migrants. But at the same time, the community needs to make sure that that we keep their services in place.
Why would they declare?
Here's an idea. Why don't we do what Ron DeSantis did and put them on a plane and ship them to Martha's Vineyard? Ship them to D.C. Send them all to Washington, D.C. and let them see what it's like. But you're taking over a community recreation center in this Boston neighborhood where people go and they play basketball, they use computers. It's meant for the people in the community, and you're shutting down this center for people who don't even count. They're like, I'm sorry, you don't count. You're not a citizen. You don't live here. You came here illegally. If you came here legally and you lived in the community, yeah, sure, welcome. You're welcome to use it. But all these people are paying all these taxes to have this community center, and now they can't use it. And a lot of these community centers, they help children after school. While the parents are working, the children can go to the community center and do their homework and get help for their homework. Not now, because it's shut down by illegal migrants.
Boston as a sanctuary city.
I mean, I think a lot of cities across this country are, once they declare themselves a sanctuary city, I'm not sure if they knew the amount of support we were going to need to give.
Was that, I know you're a Democrat, but do you think declaring cities as sanctuaries was a mistake in retrospect?
Looking back, if our communities end up losing the services they need to live full lives, I think we may be questioning that. We do have to find a balance to make sure that these migrant families have a safe place to go, but at the same time,
the safest place to go is back where they came from.
I'm an elected official here. I represent the whole city, and I'm the chair of public health in the last 2 years in homelessness. And I've centered my advocacy and policy on making sure that every resident has the resources they need. And I'm hearing that seniors and kids, like Effie was just telling us, that her own family, right, might be disrupted. So I'm making sure that the city is stepping up and connecting with all the departments so that these displaced, residents who use this every day.
Let's bring Keisha back in here. Keisha, you hear that from your counselor. What do you want done right now?
Like she said, we want to help them, but at the same time, what about us that need help here? What about, I'm a mother and I have 4 children. They need help. They need somewhere to go. They need something to do.
What type of activities used to be in this building?
Skating ring, exercising, like a place where you can just go chill and stay out of trouble. Now we have to find other places.
What's going to be the consequence of this being changed and just to migrants? Where are those kids going to go right now?
Probably to the streets. To the streets. Where most of them are already at. Like when we look for help, it seems like the state and the governor and them people, they push us away. They want to turn our children to animals. They want our children to be bad and F up.
Correct.
We want better for our community, but this right here is going to be a shit show, and it's going to be crazy.
Thank you so much,
This is going to be crazy.
And I'm sorry about that, guys, but that's just the passion out here.
She's cursing on Fox News. That's exactly what the Democrats want with the black community. They want to keep you down, because as long as you're down, as long as the black community is down, as long as the black community is impoverished, they can leverage that for their own personal gain. If the black community is flourishing, they have nothing to campaign on, nothing to run on. That's the point of it.
Here, people are upset because they don't feel like the people that are in power are representing them.
Yes.
We'll have a reaction here all morning. I'll send it.
And she's right. Those community centers are designed to keep these kids off of the streets. That's what they're designed for, is to give them something to do rather than after school be running around the streets, getting into trouble and getting into chaos. Now, people are trying to say that the money and the gift cards are a lie, right? Here is a sheriff talking about how it's not, how they're actually getting a substantial amount of money.
remember about a month ago, I put out a video saying that when many of these illegals are getting processed or people claiming asylum, they're getting a cell phone, they're getting a plane ticket across this country, and then even getting gift cards. Some of them even getting cash. Well, the media went to work really fast to try to debunk me and say that I was putting out false information. Verify said it was false information. Well, this is just one of the reports we've seen recently. Now the UN is saying that they were handing out up to $1.6 billion through NGOs to illegal immigrants for things like gift cards and cash. Gift cards like this. We find these all over on the other side of the border and on our side of the border. And we find them with the folks that we pull over and stop that have come into this country illegally. So once again, I'm here to remind you that the information that the mainstream media feeds you is what's false.
I mean, we all know that. That's why independent journalism and shows like this are flourishing. And it's absolutely preposterous that with all this taxpayer money, all this UN-funded money, I mean, what do you think the UN gets the bulk of its money? The United States. Here is Congresswoman, I guess you could call her that, Rashida Tlaib, whatever, this anti-American, just human piece of waste, speaking to Congress about the situation.
Once again, the majority is wasting our time by putting forward a piece of legislation that has zero chance of becoming law and that is extraordinarily broad. No one condones driving under the influence. We should do everything we can to prevent people from getting behind the wheel while intoxicated.
This is because of a policy to where you will not get deported if you get arrested for a DUI. When I was a police officer, I pulled over an illegal immigrant. He was wasted. We did the whole roadside test. He got locked up for DUI. He went, and this was when Donald Trump was president. He went into one room, then he went into another room with ICE agents, and they immediately started the deportation process. That was one of the zero tolerance effects. You cannot drive intoxicated and put the community at risk, or you're going to get kicked out of the country. Not anymore. You can have DUIs, and they're just going to put you right back out on the street.
But this bill, designed to scapegoat and denigrate immigrants, will not solve the serious problem of DUIs. Public safety threats, including those who have been convicted of serious DUI offenses, are already inadmissible and removable under the Immigration and Nationality Act, and this bill would not change or enhance that. Under the INA, a conviction of a crime involving moral turpitude, where the punishment can be for a year or longer, makes an individual deportable. Courts have ruled over and over again that serious DUI offenses that put others at risk are CIMTs and make the perpetrators deportable. But this bill isn't about serious offenses, Mr. Speaker. Far from it. The bill says that a conviction for a single DUI offense, misdemeanor or felony, makes you instantly deportable, and an admission to such an offense makes you instantly inadmissible.
I mean, what's wrong with that? I don't understand. If you came here illegally and the United States is just turning its eyes away from that and letting you stay and giving you money and cell phones, you better be on your best damn behavior or you're going to get kicked out. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with deporting somebody who gets arrested. Those teenagers who beat the crap out of those two New York City police officers should be immediately deported, but they didn't even get bail. But this is the mentality of the left. Listen to what she's saying. She doesn't think they should be deported for drinking and driving. What?
No questions asked. I can understand maybe the appeal of something that sounds like a zero-tolerance policy. But let me tell you, Mr. Speaker, if we had that kind of policy here in the House of Representatives, there would be several members that would not be members of this chamber. Moreover, by including every single type of DUI offense, this bill would make someone deportable for not driving under the influence. That's because states have a wide variety of opinions on what is a DUI. For example, Arizona's DUI statute allows people to be charged with a DUI if they are intoxicated and have, quote, physical control of their vehicle. The Ninth Circuit found that the breadth of this statute means that, and I'm quoting here, one may be convicted under it for sitting in one's own car in one's own driveway with the key in the ignition and a bottle of beer in one's hand, end quote. Because of this, the Ninth Circuit determined that a conviction under this statute was insufficient to count as a deportable offense. As the court put it, drunken driving is despicable. Having physical control of a car while drinking is not. Their words, not mine. As many places across the country experienced cold spells in the last week or so, there are states that would allow prosecution of someone simply if they were sitting in their car with the heat on while inebriated, even if it was in their own driveway. Current law allows judges to use their discretion to look.
Well, I mean, first of all, they can't just pull you over in your own driveway if you're not driving. They need to be they need a reason to stop your vehicle and talk to you. They can't just arbitrarily walk onto your property and say, hey, what are you doing? Give me your license. Like, if you're sitting in your car, they have zero articulable suspicion of a crime or a traffic violation. Or even if your car is on and your brake lights aren't working, you're in your driveway, you're on private property, you're not operating.
Look at the broader facts of the case. This bill would strip that discretion away from them and would mandate that even someone whose only crime was sitting in a parked car while inebriated must be deported.
If they're here illegally, they should be deported anyway. So who cares?
Let's not forget that deportability grounds like this, the one that this bill would create, impact immigrants who are here lawfully. Those who my colleagues always like to say came the right way. By the way, Mr. Speaker, I'm one of those. I came here to this country at 16 years old. It took me 17 years to get my citizenship, and here I am as a proud member of the United States House of Representatives. Are we really saying that we think the best use of our very limited federal government resources is to work on deporting a green card holder who decided to sleep in their car rather than drive home drunk from a bar? A green card holder not trying to drive drunk, just trying to stay warm? I certainly don't think that's a good use of our resources. It's certainly not a good use of our time on this floor.
I mean, but you already said the Ninth Circuit overturned that, so that wouldn't happen. Anybody else pick up on that?
But my colleagues on the other side of the aisle have made it clear that they're not interested in sensible solutions, just in sensationalism. This bill is another example of that. And I hope my colleagues will stop referring to people as illegals. People are human beings. They have different statuses. Some are undocumented. If you want to...
No, they're illegal. Oh, my God. I cannot believe she said that.
Say some are illegal is another example of that. And I hope my colleagues will stop referring to people as illegals. People are human beings. They have different statuses. Some are undocumented. If you want to say some are illegal, but let's not call human beings illegal. Tired of that language. I urge my colleagues to reject this bill, and I yield back the balance of my time.
Stop calling them illegals. We don't want anybody to know that they're illegals. We want to control the words. Your words are hurtful. Your words are just disgraceful. How dare you address somebody as their actual status? That's preposterous. That's the most insane thing I've ever heard. Stop referring to them as illegal immigrants. Just refer to them as migrants. They want to soften what they actually are. Don't call them criminals even though they broke the law. Like, are you kidding me? Are you absolutely insane? Here is Ron DeSantis talking about this to stop the invasion. I love Ron DeSantis. He's a great guy. He probably should be president of the United States. If we weren't dealing with Donald Trump and the calamity of the last election and all the allegations back and forth, Ron DeSantis would be ahead of the game. And he's not done. He will run for president again, and I'm certain he would win. He should win because he's a great conservative with great conservative policies. And let's hear what he had to say on the border.
on the other side of the border. But I'm just thinking, like, who would throw a 1-year-old into a river like that? I mean, like, this is just really, really nuts. And we have no idea who the heck these people are who are coming. Do you think they're getting background checks? Do you think they're showing ID? You know, if you want to get on a commercial flight in this country, you know, you got to get basically a cavity search. You got to show ID. You got to go through all the security. These illegals don't even need photo ID. They can fly on our planes without photo ID. You talk about putting the American people last. What the hell are we doing in this country? It is a total farce. General?
I mean, that's a good point. You know, you got to get a cavity search to go through TSA, but when it comes to these migrants, all they have to do is just get a free plane ticket to wherever the hell they want to go. Thank you for tuning in. Before you go, make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Don't forget to visit RyanFSamuels.com. Pick up a copy of my new book, How to Climb the Corporate Ladder. Get a signed copy. It is available on Amazon for the ebook. It's $2.99 for the ebook. All proceeds go directly to support this show and keep it going to get the truth out. I appreciate all of you for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in to The Ryan Samuels Show. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.